Hello friends, welcome back. This is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing. This is part 2 of our special project where I'm creating basically a signature. This is a signature made out of a file folder. It's a little bit stiff. So this could be sewn directly in a signature, and then all of the envelopes are going to be stacked on top of it. So like so. So that would wrap around. Now obviously that's going to be weird, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. This is kind of the thought process anyway. These are the ones, oops, that stuck. Goodness. This is the thought process anyway. It's going to be really chunky, but it's going to kind of go like that. And then these can go in any order you want them to go in. So it's kind of a stacked envelope kind of project. So that's where we left off in the last video. So I'm going to set these pieces that we've already done aside. And for you, it's another day. For me, it's still 11 o'clock at night on the day before Thanksgiving. I'm taking full advantage of not having to go to work. So we've got 3 more of the envelopes to do. So we'll see how far we get with this. So again, as with the others, I'm going to go ahead and take off all these bits so that I can get them inked, and then I will come back to you and we will start assembling. So let me just get all these pieces taken apart. Got a little bit of a cluster going on the bottom of that one, and then we've got a tall envelope that's going to open on the side. It looks like I didn't open it yet, so let me do that really quick. I'm just going to try to take a sliver off here. I might not be successful at this by hand, but I'm going to try so I don't have to bring the cutter over. So I don't know about you, but I find it really helpful to make markings on my bases just so I know what I'm doing. Like this one where I put the arrow, so that's how I knew that I wanted that to be a side tuck. I'm not utilizing the envelope in this case, but you certainly could do that differently if you wanted to. So let me go ahead and ink, and I'll be right back with you. Here, just my little tab bit. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I pretty much, by the time we're done with this, I will have used pretty much every design in the kit. I love showing them off. These people that create these digitals, they're true artists, because I don't think I could do it. I'm not technically savvy enough. So I do need to look and see which direction we've got these going, because we don't want too many going in the same direction. So I think this one we would do well to go this way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we've got our pocket on the side. So again, I can go ahead and glue this shut because I don't need that preserved for anything. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. Actually, yeah, just there. Already lost. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So that is nice and secure now. So let's go ahead and start with the front. And let's see what my front piece was. I can't remember. This is the back. So isn't that just gorgeous? Ah, so beautiful. This is the card that's going to go inside, and this is the front. Another just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous digital. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this as well. So I'm going to use my Fairly Arts. go ahead and put the flap on too. This is from a different piece of paper, so it's not going to match up, but that is okay. I was trying to not waste a bunch of paper, so I was using a lot of this cut-offs from the bigger pieces. So, although I don't throw scraps away unless they're teeny tiny. I do eventually go back and use them when I do clusters and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this on here. See if I've got it nice and straight. Hopefully. Pick that up and see. Oh, not too bad. So if you haven't checked out Angela Kerr on Etsy, I would really encourage you to hop over there. And she's phenomenal to listen to and learn from. She's just got a really pleasing way of talking that just, and she's got the accent, of course, which is, I love. I just think it's so interesting and cool. I'm American. I have just an American, I just sound like I'm an American. I love listening to people that have a different dialect or come from a different country. It's so interesting. So let's go ahead and put this one on too. And she's sweet, just sweet as can be. She was one of the first YouTubers I started following when I started doing this. I've only been doing it for I've only been doing journals, junk journals or handmade journals, whatever you want to call them, for a few months. Before that I did strictly watercolor and mixed media and art journaling. So I did, mixed media art journaling, but I'm loving this paper crafting style. So let's go ahead and get this on here. I'm thinking I like this Barely Arts. I was really not sure at first, but I like that I can move it around. And, I don't know if you've watched many of my videos, but I don't worry about perfection. Like, I can see that that's off, and I can't tell if that's the envelope or the paper. I might trim that a little bit. I think I'll be safe to go ahead and trim that. If it's just a little bit, I just leave it, but when it's a bigger margin, it kind of looks funky. So I just don't want to cut anything open, is always the risk. So let's just try that and see. Okay, perfect. I'm going to give that a press because it came right up to that edge. Ah! There we go. So, I forgot which direction. Yeah, we're over here. We're over here, Renee. So let's see. I think we need a little bit more help here because that's coming up. Should do it. So I get all kinds of turned around. So I cut this vellum so that we could do a little kind of side tuck pocket here. So that being said, though, I'm not going to be able to put this lace here because that's an opening. So I'm going to have to rethink that. I may not use lace on this, or maybe I'll use it on the back side. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. And again, I'm just going to glue on the three sides. This side, the bottom, and this side. What do I have underneath this? Goodness. There we go. I think I'm getting a little... Oh, that's the wrong side. Cara-Renee, that's the wrong side. It'll be okay. I can still see the dark. I can still see the shading or the inking there. I think it's time for me to go to bed, though. I'll be okay. You're okay, I'm okay. So I'm just going to try to get this down here straight. And a wiggle wiggle if I need to. Beautiful. Loving this print on this vellum. It's so subtle and so beautiful. Just those polka dots are just, they're so simple, but they pop a punch there. And I love, because you can see that rose underneath is just gorgeous. So let's think about this though. I mean, I could go like this and put it along this side, the whole side, which I think is what I want to do, because I want it on here. And I didn't create everything right now for all the fronts and backs because it's a lot. So when we get towards the end, I'll look at things again and see if there's anything more that we need. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and use this lace on this the top of this vellum right here on the bottom. And again, I'm just going to use my boy, that's hanging over quite a bit. I'll have to trim that off. The width of my lace as a guide for my glue line. So I'm just going to go down here like so. And put her in place. See if I have a straighter edge. Not really. Probably have to trim off both sides because I didn't really cut that very carefully. There we go. I have a lot of this lace. I think my backdoor neighbor gave me a bunch of lace from her stash. She's got a huge studio over in her garage. She does primarily like mosaic kind of stuff. She works with a lot of glass and kind of welding and making mosaic tables and things like that. A lot of recycled. She does a lot of recycled art. And she's super fun. She used to be a school teacher, so I work for. I'm not a teacher. I'm not technically a teacher, but I am an educator because I do teach a special ed student. So in the general education classroom in our school, elementary school. So there is that. I am loving that. And then we've got this little girl that's going to go as a cluster here. And I tore some copy dyed paper. So we're going to go ahead and put all this down. I love clusters. They're like my favorite thing in doing these journals. They're just such a free process. So I am going to kind of go over that lace, not a big deal. And I'm just going to kind of put, oh, that was too far down. Let me move that up. And then I want the girl to go here. And then it actually needs to go over as well. And then our girl's going to go here, and then the other piece is going to go on the other side. We're doing good on time, though. I'm not worried. Are you? I didn't mean to have such a straight edge there. I'm going to turn this over because I don't want that. And I can move this a little bit if I need to. So I'm just going to stick that there. And then really quickly going to put her down and see where we need to adjust. That's perfect. I like that. So now I can use my Bearly Arts here. I tend to grab for the Fabri-Tac because it's just so easy to work with. So not as persnickety, in my opinion. So I'm just going to kind of move this until I get it in the position that I like it, which is about right there. There we go. Where was this supposed to go, I wonder? Oh, it's supposed to go on here. So I forgot about our journal cards. So, oh man, and I wrote on the back of that. So this I need to back with some copy dyed paper. So let me grab a piece from my stash. I just need to get up and grab it. I forgot about that. I do want some copy dyed paper on the back of that one. Ooh, this one's really, really pretty. I don't like that side for this purpose, but I like this side. So I'm going to go ahead and put some Bearly Arts down. I prefer to have all of my stuff backed with copy dyed paper or a copy dyed digital of some kind, or some kind of backing on it that's just really pleasing to think about writing on. I think it promotes the writing and that kind of creative flow. But that's just my opinion. I love white. If you saw my studio, everything is white. But I do like to write on, in a journal, on coffee dyed paper. So I'm just going to put this here on the edge just to kind of conserve as much paper as I can. I'll have to round those corners again though, but that's all right. Give that a good press. And then we'll trim it off. This is coffee dyed paper from my stash. I was experimenting with some inks and coffee, obviously, and some stamping. So this was an experimental page. Let's see if we can get away with rounding these right now. Sometimes it's tricky if that paper, because that paper is still wet and the glue is wet. But I think it's going to be okay. And we're just going to touch that up with some ink just on the corners. Perfect. So this is just a much more pleasing writing space, in my opinion. I'm just going to push that down a little bit more, like so. And then we're going to go ahead and ink the edge on this back side as well. That's kind of weird. I think that got cut by the corner rounder somehow. So on this one, we're just gonna, I did switch which side I was gonna come in on, so I want to make sure I put my tabby thing in the right place. So I do want a little piece of lace under it just because I like that look. So let me grab another piece of that really quick. It's just right behind me. There we go. Maybe we'll just kind of cut a piece that fits it, sort of. Well, maybe we'll just put a piece and then just put this on and not worry about it too terribly much, like so. Yeah, I think that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac again, and I'm just going to try to center this in the middle here as much as I can. Again, not too concerned about perfect. I'm going to just put that on there, give it a press. Looks pretty even to me. Hope you guys can see it. It's kind of hard to see against this white that I have here on my desk. So let me pull that down. It's a little bit high. There. Oh, my fingers are all sticky again. There we go. So now we can put our little tabby on. And then we're going to do one more envelope tonight, and then we will, or maybe it's we're only 23 minutes in, and I still can cut out some of the inking that I don't turn the camera off, just FYI, because too many times I forget to turn it back on. So I just don't turn it off, and I just edit it out when I get to that point. So I love that. So simple. And we might come back and like add some buttons or something, but right now we're just doing the bare bones of the embellishing here. So that's a little bit crooked, but I don't care. So it is going to slide in here like so. Oh, we got a little bit of gluage. That's not a word, is it? There we go. That's not a word. I'm all turned around Good thing I looked at that because I was like, oh, did I even look to see if that was upside right when I put that lace and stuff on? No, I did not. I was not careful. I'm right-handed, so I always tend to go this way. Trying to get this in. Oh, it's really big. It's going to stick out quite a bit. Hope that's not going to be a problem with my with the whole arrangement. Let me get the cover out, or the signature out, and make sure that's not going to stick out too much. So if it's on here somewhere, yeah, it's going to be fine. I thought I looked, but thought I'd make sure. So that is the next one. And again, we can come back and do more. Just trying to get the bare bones done right now. So we're going to do one more, and then we'll be done. So let's go ahead and do this one. And again, just bits and pieces from the kit. Kind of trying to touch a little bit of everything. So we've got a journaling card that needs to be inked. And then we've got our front and our envelope and our back and our flap and our card. So let me go ahead and ink these, and I will be right back with you. Okay, we're just going to ink the envelope last, and then we'll be ready to start putting it together. As I mentioned before, it's really good to use a heavier paper when you're working with envelopes, unless you're doing a lot of layering, because it creates a lot of stability for the envelope itself, so it's a good thing. I don't get too concerned about the messiness of my inking. I like the Vintage Photo. I actually use Vintage Photo archival ink because I like the fact that it's waterproof. So if you ever use a wet medium, get wet medium on it, it's not gonna smear or anything. So, but you can't buy it in a pad. You have to buy the re-inker and buy a DIY ink pad. So messy. So there we go. And let's see. So let's look at our envelopes. We've got to see which direction. We've got 5 altogether. So we've got one going this way. We've got 2 going that way. We've got 1 going that way. So I think, let me see it, make sure that there's not already a, I'm realizing I'm not really doing much sewing. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm thinking I want to, oh, I didn't cut it yet, so I think I want to switch with this one to go this way so that the flap is on this side, which is not a problem. So, because again, I did not already slit that open. So, but we do need to cut it open now that I've mentioned that. Oh my goodness, what did I just say? This way. There we go. Just going to cut a sliver off. It doesn't take much. And I am going to just go right onto that flap there a little bit. Okay. So now we've got our opening there. So now we can go ahead and glue this. Nope, that's going to get glued shut when we do our back. So let's see what's the back. This one is the back. A beautiful clock. So, and again, because this is not a pocket here, I can just glue the whole thing down. And I'm going to go ahead and use my art glitter glue, my Fabri-Tac. Just because I want to. It does not matter. I know people that use only Fabri-Tac. I know people that use art glitter glue for everything, including fabric and lace. So it's whatever you like and whatever you prefer. Adhesives and me don't generally get along, so I don't fight with them too much. I just do what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and put this, I'm making sure my clock is going the right way. Well, it's not going to go the right way because this paper actually is supposed to go that way. So we're just going to fudge it here. I didn't realize that until just this moment. But that's okay. Can make it work. There we go. think I'm just going to use the Fabri-Tac because that was beautiful. So that is our back, and then this is our front, and we've got this beautiful candle image. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down as well. There we go. So candle up, and I think my cutting was better on this one than the other ones. These ones went on super easy. Didn't have to really do much fudging of the paper. So we're going to go ahead and put our little tabby or our flap on. Again, this is from a different piece of paper, but I think it looks really cool. This time I'm going to use the Bearly Arts because I might need to kind of move it a little bit more than I can with any of the other glues. I guess Fabri-Tac would probably work, but it's late and I'm a little bit rummy, so it's okay. Oops, there are no rules. So let's go ahead and turn this so I can get a good angle here. This is actually going quite well. It helps to have everything pre-cut. I can't do it on the fly. I'm too scattered. I'm not scattered. I just get, it stresses me out, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to not be ultra prepared to do this. So what I did is I took a piece of the paper. This is actually, I think the image is supposed to go like this. I just turned it upside down, and I'm going to do a corner tuck up here at the top. Just something a little bit different than we've been doing. So I'm going to glue this edge and this edge. You can always, you know, toss it up. This is not a journal, so I'm not going to go to all the, that's why I'm not concerned about the sewing and all of that. Normally I would be sewing, but we're just making kind of a stacking envelope signature piece, so, or whoever receives it can use it however they choose. So there we go. There we go. Awesome. Loving that. So what were we doing with the little squirrel? I don't know. This is the journaling card that's going to go in it. That's going to go up here. So let's see if we've got some glue happening there. Let me get that cleared out here. I'm not sure what happened there. Shouldn't be such a big closure. Oh, I know what it is. It's because I put glue there. Doggone it. I should have only put glue on this edge. So I'm gonna fuss with it and see if I can get that cleared up. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. I won't put the journaling card in there until that's nice and dry. I'm gonna do that one more time just to make sure that it's gonna stay open. Yeah, that seems fine. I haven't done this a lot, so let me ink this up. I forgot. I'm debating. I think I want to round the corners on this as well. Again, I like the journal cards with the rounded corners. The tags I don't mind having be squared off, but I like the journal cards to be round generally. This video is going to be a little bit shorter than the first one. Kind of nice. And then we'll come back in the third video and do the last envelope, and then we'll look through and see if there's anything else we need. Kind of do a little flip through, and then we'll be done. So again, I can't remember if I mentioned it in this video. This will be a giveaway. My kind of expectations are as follows. So I would like you to be a subscriber, and I would really appreciate it if you would go ahead and hit the thumbs up and like the video, and leave a meaningful comment. And what I mean by that is I want to know something about you. I want to know, share a memory, share something that you love about Christmas, share a tradition that you have, share if you have a different cultural tradition. I would love to hear about that. It doesn't have to be elaborate. I just really want people to engage, and that's really important, especially in our world right now. Even though we're not face to face, we can still connect, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So this is going to be fine once that all dries in there. So let me get that back out. I'm going to do my ruler trick one more time just to make sure it's all nice and open. There we go. That's going to be just fine. So I'm trying to remember what I was doing with the top of this, because I generally don't leave them plain. So maybe we'll put a little bit of lace on the top, because you know I love this lace. So we're just going to keep on going with it. And maybe we'll put a button. I'll pull my buttons over and see if we can find one. We're doing okay for time on this one. So I've got my little button jar here. So fun. It's just so that I can see them all, because they're so pretty. Oh, I just found one that's beautiful. I like that one. Right on the top. So let's go ahead and put this lace down again. But anyway, those are kind of my expectations. Since I've been doing a lot of giveaways, I really needed to specify that I want an engaging comment, not just I want to win or something like that. I mean, for you to just say, I learned something, I learned such and such from this video, or wow, I didn't realize that you could do that, or just something that's engaging. And I think you all know what that means, what it means to be engaged with things. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. So I don't want to be picky about it, but at the same time, I put a lot of time into these projects, and I am giving them away, including paying for the shipping. So I really want that. So that's what I'm asking for. So I hope that doesn't offend anyone. But I plan on, we're at like 720 subscribers right now, and I am thinking about a huge 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So I'm really gonna pump it up, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be good. So I'm looking forward to that, and it'll be right around the corner the way things are going. So I'm just looking behind me to see if I can find another bit of something to pop up that little area before we put that. Oh, that's really pretty. This is just a piece of coffee dyed eyelet trim. I think I'm going to use that. That was at the top of my little. These are my scraps of lace and ribbon. It's a lot. But by scraps, I mean anything that I've cut off of a longer bit from the drawer behind me. Is all I mean by that. So I'm going to go ahead and put some fabric tack here. Get this glued on. And this was super fun to coffee dye. I love it. But that's just kind of different. You can still see the lace. Just something a little bit different. And then we're going to put a button on there too. I think it needs one more thing though. I'm not happy with that. I just feel like it needs something else. I'm not sure what. You guys ever find that to be true? Just feels like, wow, it's just not quite there, you know? Whoops. I'm just feeling like the layers right now. I'm not sure why. I'm not liking that though, so I'm just going to look a little bit longer. If I don't find anything, we'll move along. Okay? If I bring this right in front of the camera, I'll probably knock it over, so that's why I'm doing it kind of off to the side here. My camera sits really close to my... I feel like it needs a color. Ooh. Oh, but then the button is green. That won't work. Okay, Renee. Oh, okay. What are we doing? I don't know what we're doing. I don't know. Nope. Okay, we're just going to put the button on. Call it good. Oh, it's not satisfying me, guys. Let's see if we can pull something else in. I don't want anything that bold, though, because I don't want to take away from what's already going on there, although I could do this. And just take that little piece. Probably should have cut it off the end, huh? That was kind of silly. And just put it right there. Yep. See, we keep looking and we find what we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some Fabri-Tac there. And then put that baby on there. I like that. And then the button. Sometimes I'll put some string through that, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to go ahead and get our button on, and then we're going to say goodnight, and I will see you in the third part, the final part, where I will we'll do kind of a flip through, we'll look through and make sure there's nothing else that we need to do, and then I'll restate the drawing rules, how you can enter, and then we'll be done. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love that you come here and you join me and you watch, and I know your time is precious, and so I really appreciate it. I hope that you try it. I hope that you learn something, and it's you know, it was meaningful enough for you to give it a try. So thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.